A shaft drives through Prometheus's body, front to back, pinning him to the mountain like an insect in a collection. The eagle arrives at dawn, tears into the wound, rips out his liver, his soul. By sunset, nothing remains but a cavity and blood. By dawn, the liver grows back. This happens every day for 30,000 years. Victorian England read the original Greek texts and their hands shook, so they deleted it. Changed the words, made the impalement disappear, turned screaming that sailors heard from miles away into quiet suffering. They buried 3 different versions of this nightmare. 3 ancient texts, each darker than the last. This is the Pandoras Project. We dig up what they tried to hide. Tonight, the box opens. Inside, 3 buried hells. What Prometheus actually stole. What his punishment really means. What it cost humanity. 3 truths that transform everything you thought you knew about progress, sacrifice, and the price of defying the gods. But here's the thing about opening boxes that were sealed for a reason. Once you see what's inside, you can never unsee it. So before we break this seal, before we drag these nightmares back into the light, I need to know you're ready. Hit subscribe if you want to witness what they thought would break your mind. Leave a like if you think you can handle the truth they buried. But understand this. After tonight, every time you hear the name Prometheus, you won't think of noble sacrifice. You'll think of screaming. You'll think of blood. You'll think of 30,000 years of agony that could have ended with a single word. The seal breaks now. Part 1. The Hero Lie. Early humans huddle around dying embers. Their breath mists in the cold mountain air. Children shiver against their mothers. The fire that kept them alive for 3 days is down to ash and glowing fragments. Soon, darkness will take them. High above on Mount Olympus, Prometheus watches. His heart breaks for these struggling creatures. They are so small, so helpless, so dependent on the flame that separates them from the beasts. He makes a choice that will echo through eternity. The halls of Olympus sleep. Even Zeus rests, his divine fire burning unattended. Prometheus moves like shadow through marble corridors, reaches the sacred hearth, takes a burning branch, wraps it in fennel bark to hide the flame, descends to earth. He finds the dying tribe, places the divine fire in their cold hands, watches their faces light up as warmth spreads through their bodies. Build your civilization, he whispers. Create art. Discover science. Become more than animals. The humans weep with gratitude. They name him Savior, friend, the one who lifted them from darkness. Zeus wakes to find his fire stolen. His rage shakes the heavens. Not because fire was precious, but because a titan dared defy divine will. The punishment comes swift and eternal. Chains in the Caucasus Mountains. An eagle to devour Prometheus's liver every day for the rest of time. But Prometheus bears the agony gladly. He saved humanity. Gave them the tool that would build civilization. Every temple they construct, every poem they write, every discovery they make proves his sacrifice was worth it. The gods rage, humans flourish. Prometheus suffers in noble silence. Eventually, Hercules the hero finds him, breaks the eternal chains, frees the firebringer. Prometheus walks free, humanity keeps their gift, and everyone lives happily ever after. The perfect story of scientific progress defeating superstition. Individual courage overcoming tyrannical authority. Silicon Valley executives frame this story in their boardrooms. It appears on university crests and research institute logos. The rebel who gave us fire. The visionary who defied the old ways. The martyr for human advancement. This version makes us feel good about technology, about disruption, about the price of innovation. It tells us progress requires heroes willing to suffer for the greater good. The version you know is a lie. Part 2. Hell 1. The Stolen Throne. The gift was not fire. Mekone, an ancient Greek city where gods and mortals gathered to decide how sacrifices would be divided for all time. This is where Prometheus made his real theft. Not fire from Mount Olympus. Something far more dangerous. Zeus stands before two piles. One shines with white fat and gleaming bones arranged to catch the light. Beautiful. Appetizing. Perfect. The other pile looks disgusting. Dark meat wrapped in ugly hide and stomach lining. Foul-smelling. Repulsive. Choose, Prometheus says. Gods will receive one portion from every sacrifice. Humans get the other. Zeus examines both piles. The choice seems obvious. He points to the beautiful pile. This one belongs to the gods. The moment Zeus speaks, Prometheus smiles. The beautiful pile contains nothing but bones and fat. Worthless scraps. The ugly pile holds all the meat, all the nourishment, all the value. Zeus realizes what happened. In front of every god and mortal watching, he chose the worthless pile. Prometheus made him look foolish, made him appear greedy and vain, choosing beauty over substance. The king of gods, supposedly all-knowing, tricked by a titan's deception. But this was not about fire. This was about the entire religious system. Every sacrifice from this moment forward would give humans the meat while gods received bones and fat. Prometheus did not steal technology. He stole divine authority. He made Zeus look weak and stupid before the entire cosmic order. The theft was not fire. The theft was respect. Ancient sources make this clear. Hesiod's Theogony describes the deception at Mekone in detail. The fire theft came later, almost as an afterthought. Zeus had already withdrawn fire from humans as punishment for the sacrifice trick. Prometheus stealing it back was just the final insult. This changes everything about the myth. Prometheus was not a compassionate hero helping struggling humans. He was playing a power game with Zeus, using humans as pawns in a cosmic chess match. The fire was never the point. Humiliating the king of gods was the point. Part 3. Hell 2. The Eternal Torture. The punishment is eternal torture. The Caucasus Mountains. The edge of the known world in ancient times. Beyond human reach. Beyond divine sympathy. Here Zeus binds Prometheus to a rock face with chains forged from primordial forces. Not metal, something deeper, something that cuts to the bone and grows into it. The chains have been part of him for eternities now. The binding threads through his wrists and ankles like veins. Even if they broke, his hands and feet would crumble away. The shackles are his bones now. But the chains are not the punishment. The eagle is the punishment. This is not a mindless beast. Ancient sources call it Zeus's winged hound, an extension of divine will. The creature possesses intelligence, purpose, malicious creativity. It knows Prometheus better than Prometheus knows himself after eternities of intimate torture. Dawn. Every dawn for ages beyond counting. The eagle circles 3 times before landing. Always 3. Ritual, ceremony. It grips his shoulders with talons designed for this exact grip. The bird weighs exactly enough to crack ribs without crushing them completely. Zeus calculated every detail. Its beak is not sharp. Zeus designed it to tear, not slice. Clean cuts heal too quickly. Ragged tears regenerate slowly, with more pain, more infection, more suffering. The eagle tears through his chest and reaches inside his ribs, finds the liver, begins to feed. For 8 hours. When the sun reaches its peak, the bird stops, tilts its head, and studies what remains. Then it flies away, leaving Prometheus to feel his liver growing back. The ancient Greeks understood something we have forgotten. The liver regenerates. They knew it was the only organ that could grow back completely. They also believed it was the seat of courage and emotion. Zeus chose this organ deliberately. Every day, Prometheus loses not just flesh, but his capacity for bravery, for feeling, for hope. Every night, as the tissue regrows, those emotions return just in time to be devoured again. Watch the regeneration happen. Midnight. The wound begins to close. By 2 a.m, new cells cluster at the edges. By 4, blood vessels thread through pink tissue like veins in marble. By dawn, the liver presses against his ribs again, swollen and sensitive. He feels every new nerve ending, every fresh blood vessel. The organ is more sensitive after regeneration. Not scar tissue, but virgin flesh. The eagle knows this. It always begins with the tender parts. Early on, Prometheus screams and struggles. After centuries, he pleads with the eagle, tries to reason with it. After millennia, he stops making sounds. After ages, he forgets human language. After eternities, he cannot remember why he is here. But every dawn, when the liver regenerates, the memories return too. The knowledge of what he did, what he cost humanity, what he cost himself. Then the eagle comes, and by dusk, blessed madness takes it all away again. The mountain itself participates in the torture. Winter storms freeze his regenerating blood before it can clot. Summer sun bakes the exposed organs. Spring rains wash salt into open wounds. Autumn winds carry his screams into nothing. The seasons change like a torture master changing tools. There is no rescue in the original sources. Hercules appears in later Roman adaptations, centuries after the Greeks wrote this myth. In Hesiod's version, in Aeschylus's fragments, Prometheus remains chained forever. The punishment has no end because Zeus designed it to have no end. This is not temporary suffering for a noble cause. This is eternal torture for cosmic pride. Part 4. Hell 3. The Cursed Gift. Humanity's true price. While Prometheus hangs on his mountain, Zeus crafts the perfect revenge, not against the Titan, but against the humans Prometheus claimed to champion. Zeus creates Pandora. She's not curious. This detail matters. Ancient sources make clear that Pandora knew exactly what she was doing. Zeus gave her specific instructions. The jar was not hidden from her. It was presented to her. "Open this," Zeus commanded, "when you reach the mortal realm." Pandora descends to earth carrying her jar. She finds the humans living in their golden age. Before Prometheus's theft, humans knew no suffering. They aged slowly, died peacefully in their sleep, felt no disease, fought no wars. Death came like gentle sleep when they were ready. Pandora opens the jar. She watches each evil pour out like smoke, like poison, like living shadow. First comes plague, black smoke that settles into human lungs. A man coughs once, then again. Blood flecks his lips. By evening, his breath rattles. By dawn, he is cold. His family gathers around his body, confused. They shake him, call his name. He does not respond. This is the first human death, and they do not understand what they are seeing. Then war. Red mist that turns brothers against each other. Two men who shared food yesterday wake up wanting to kill each other. They do not know why. The anger feels like poison in their veins. One picks up a stone. The other reaches for a stick. Neither remembers being enemies. Neither can stop themselves from becoming enemies now. Famine follows. Gray dust that withers crops in the field. The grain that grew easily for centuries suddenly fails. Fruits rot on the vine. Animals sicken and die. Humans feel hunger for the first time. Real hunger. The kind that makes you consider eating things you never thought were food. Madness creeps out as silver light that enters human eyes and never leaves. A woman starts talking to people who are not there. A man begins counting things obsessively, unable to stop. A child starts screaming and cannot remember why. Their minds, perfect for centuries, begin to crack and break in ways they cannot repair. Age comes slowly, touching hair and skin, stealing strength and beauty. Humans watch themselves decay for the first time. See their hands wrinkle, their backs bend, their memories fade. They realize their bodies are betraying them, and there is nothing they can do to stop it. Death comes last, not as darkness, but as absolute certainty. Every human suddenly understands they will end. The knowledge settles into their bones like cold. They count their heartbeats and know each one brings them closer to stopping forever. But one thing remained in the jar when Pandora slammed it shut. Hope. Listen to what the ancient sources actually say. Hope was trapped with the evils for a reason. Hope is not humanity's salvation. Hope is their cruelest punishment. Hope keeps humans alive through plague and war and famine. Hope makes them cling to life when death would be mercy. Hope ensures they suffer completely before they die. Zeus's final joke, giving humans just enough hope to prolong their agony. Before Prometheus's theft, humans lived in paradise and died in peace. After his theft, they live in suffering and die in terror. But hope keeps them trying, striving, believing things might get better, even as every evidence shows they are getting worse. From his mountain, Prometheus watches it all. His prophetic sight shows him everything. Every human who will die from the plagues Pandora released. Every war that will be fought with the fire he stole. Every child who will starve because crops now fail. He sees the future spread out before him like a map of suffering. World War I. The Black Death. Hiroshima. September 11th. Every genocide, every plague, every natural disaster made worse by human technology. The fire he stole powers the ovens at Auschwitz. The knowledge he gave humans creates biological weapons and nuclear bombs. He caused this. His theft, his pride, his choice to defy Zeus. Eternity's on the mountain, and every day he watches new humans born into the world he ruined for them. Prometheus did not save humanity. He doomed them. The fire was not a gift. It was a curse wrapped in apparent blessing. Technology without wisdom. Power without moral advancement. The ability to destroy faster than the ability to understand why destruction is wrong. Part 5. The Sanitized Seal. Rome, 2nd century. A poet sits in marble halls, stylus in hand. The old Greek stories are too dark for Roman tastes. Romans want heroes, not cautionary tales. He adds a new character to the myth. Hercules, the rescuer, the one who breaks Prometheus free. Roman audiences cheer. The dark ending disappears. Medieval monasteries, 6th century. Christian monks copy ancient texts. They see Christ in Prometheus, a divine being suffering for humanity's salvation. They remove the trickery, the pride, the doomed consequences. They want a martyr, not a warning about hubris. The sacrifice deception gets buried in monastery vaults. Paris, 18th century. Enlightenment philosophers need symbols. Voltaire writes by candlelight, reshaping ancient myths for modern minds. Prometheus becomes reason defeating superstition. Scientific progress overcoming religious authority. The patron saint of human advancement. The buried hells stay buried. Silicon Valley, 21st century. Corporate boardrooms adopt the firebringer. Perfect logo for tech companies, pharmaceutical giants, research institutions. Innovation, disruption, bold thinking. The price of progress vanishes from marketing materials. Each generation took what they needed, discarded what made them uncomfortable. The hero story survived because it serves power. The buried truth threatened power. But the ancient Greeks knew better. Final part. The eternal truth. Prometheus hangs on his mountain still, in the original myth. No rescue, no redemption, just eternal punishment for eternal consequences. The eagle comes every dawn. The liver regenerates every night. The cycle continues forever. And humans live with the results of his choice. Blessed with fire and cursed with everything that came after. Technology that can heal or destroy. Knowledge that can elevate or damn. Hope that keeps us going and ensures we suffer completely along the way. The ancient Greeks called this tragedy. We call it progress. The seals are breaking. The truth remains the same. Every gift has a price. Every rebellion has consequences. Every act of pride affects more than just the proud. Which sealed myth should we open next? The real Pandora? The buried truth about Medusa? Subscribe to see what else was hidden in the ancient world. The seals are breaking. More truths coming.